Welcome back to The Art of Hobbiness. I'm Erin, joined by my lovely co-host, Tam. And today we're going to be talking about one of Tam's new hobbies.
Yes.
And I want to talk a lot about, can we consider it a hobby once we talk about what it is?
That's a great question.
So Tam, you recently you decided you guys are going to be moving and you're selling your house. And so you've been having to do a lot of home renovation.
Yes.
And so that's kind of your new hobby.
Yes.
Home renovations, what we're going to call it.
We're going to call it that
Yeah.
because honestly, first of all, I would like to have it stricken from the record that this was my idea.
Yeah.
This was my husband's idea.
Okay, got it.
Part of his grieving process,
Yeah.
it just, why not, do something crazy in the midst of craziness, right?
Yes.
So buy a new home, got to sell our current home. This is the first time I've ever sold a home, so I have no idea what I'm getting into. But you just kind of just start diving into one room at a time, right?
Yeah.
And you just do the next right thing. I stole that from Frozen.
Oh, nice. Do the next right thing. I like that.
Right
Before we dive into that, I guess I want to back up just a second. Is doing home renovation projects or just projects in general, DIY stuff, something that you ever have been interested in?
Does watching HGTV count?
Sure. You imagine yourself doing.
I mean, I like to watch a lot of HGTV,
Yeah.
and I like to imagine myself in being that kind of handsy. If you would have asked me prior to this, I think I would have probably said exactly the same thing, like HGTV.
Yeah.
But now being in it and on this side of it, I don't know if I enjoy renovating while I'm in it. I don't know if I enjoy doing the projects while I'm in it. However, there is a type of tired that I feel after doing the projects that I don't feel like I get from any other aspect of my life that I actually kind of really enjoyed. And I don't even know how to explain this kind of tired.
Well, is it like the feeling of feeling very accomplished and like physically tired, or?
Yeah, maybe that's the best way to describe it, because it's, I feel like I'm being stimulated in mind. I feel like I'm being definitely the most workout I get in my life. So is this what physical tired feels like?
That's probably. It's like working out, actually. Now you understand why people like working out.
Yes. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm actually feeling what you're feeling when you work out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this tired? My arm doesn't want to move. But I enjoyed that kind of tired. It felt, I think you're right. I think it felt like accomplished. It was a very accomplished tired. And like I said, it was like a full body. Like I felt stimulated because, while I'm painting or, tinkering around on whatever, I'm not even going to say I did woodworking at all, because I think what I did is I went to Lowe's and I was like, how do I do this?
So besides painting, what projects did you guys have to do?
So it was just well, first of all, you don't realize what you just tolerate in your own home until you get in there and try to look at it through someone else's eyes, right? So there was the girls put a dink in a wall, and this wall and this wall, and so it's
some spackling.
So trying to learn how to do that, and then you get into my back porch, the top railing was it's been warped from just years of just water wear, and during COVID that we turned that into our water park.
Yeah.
So it just needed some love.
Yeah.
And so I hired someone, and I'm not going to pretend that I get it, but I watched, and so I feel like that counts as woodworking.
Power washed it or something?
No, so it was more just replacing the wood on those parts and stuff like that just had been a little bit warped, and it looks really, really nice now. But seeing that and being in the thick of it just was fun, and I'm claiming it as a hobby this month because it's literally consumed every inch of my life. And that's the other thing is it's I do my sit down and kind of play a little bit on my phone. I don't necessarily call it doom scrolling all the time because I do feel like some of it's research and actually brings me joy. I find positive, creative things in it. But there was no time for that this month. This month was anytime I had just, after the work day's done, after the kids have kind of gone to bed, it was, all right, diving into a task. And I'm somebody who really enjoys like to-do lists and checklists. So I feel like it was just like nonstop that for like the last 6 weeks. And I just really enjoy checking a box off.
Yeah.
And I felt like doing this was like project management style. And I feel like I thrive in project management.
Yeah.
I love seeing what's at hand, delegating, getting my hands in there when I can or wanted to, and then just knocking off the list.
So it's interesting, this thing that was kind of forced upon you, it sounds like you learned a lot about yourself.
I did.
So you learned maybe that you like physical activity.
Maybe.
More than you thought you did.
Maybe.
And that you like, this project management.
Yes.
And you like the checklist.
Yes.
And now does it feel really good that it's all done?
It does.
Yeah.
And, it's funny because, I did have the episode where, I talked about how organization was kind of my hobby, at the start of the year. It's almost like it was, this natural progression that went in there. And I almost wonder if I'm blaming Pat for this move entirely, but between me and you and the listeners, Pat, don't listen to this episode. Maybe I kind of induced it a little bit by starting the organization and, kind of doing that declutter and kind of sparking that change atmosphere in our house, that maybe that kind of induced the taking that next step and taking that jump, it just felt like a natural progression. And when I say natural progression, it's like I don't even know how to how do I put into words how it just, while I didn't use the words we should get a new house, when Pat approached and was like, okay, now it's time to get a new house, it was like, yeah, you're right. That's where this was going.
Yeah.
So it's almost like I was kind of putting that energy out there and Pat just kind of picked up on it, and then we just went with it.
Yeah.
And we're almost to the home stretch now and kind of getting to wrapping things up, and it's difficult because this is our first home. This is where we brought our babies home in. This is where loved ones helped us build nurseries, and gosh, I knew it was like I'm not doing getting emotional at all, and I'm going to do so great. It's hard because you just fall in love with your home again. This was our first place. This is where we made all of the memories, and it's great to have new beginnings. Change is good. It's different and it's scary, but it's good.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to, the new memories and the new changes, but it is very much like closing a door.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand that.
Gosh.
You're totally good. Well, let's
Can we change
let's
the subject?
circle I was gonna say, well, let's circle back. No, let's circle back to what I kind of said at the beginning is, now that you've gone through this process, because when you told me that this was going to be your hobby, I was thinking about how do you define a hobby? Can it be considered a hobby? When it's something that you didn't really choose necessarily? What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's something that we talked about before on this podcast. Is it's the word hobby for us, I think, doesn't necessarily mean something that's that you can produce and present to somebody, right? I think what you and I have kind of defined hobby as just something that brings you joy and something that makes you feel fulfilled. And that you take time to do for yourself, right? And I feel like someone could argue that, me doing these renovations benefited the whole and maybe was there to be there for my family and supportive, which I would agree with. There was a lot of times, especially with painting at a room, you can kind of disappear into your head, right?
Yeah.
And just think about what's going on in your life. And, sometimes I even found myself just kind of talking to loved ones in my head. And I think it was just kind
of meditative or.
Yeah. And so for me, when I was trying to think of what I could talk about for a hobby episode for Tam, I was I really feel like I could claim that as that, and some people make a career out of their hobby. Some people, truly doing, renovations just for the fun of it, to change a space and get creative in a space. In this scenario, I was changing a whole house. For me, it did feel good. It felt like I was doing something good for my family. It felt like I was doing something good for my soul as well. So I think for how you and me define hobbies, I think this would fit in there completely.
I agree.
But I think it was a great question to ask.
I agree. No, definitely. Do you feel like now that you've done all that, did you feel like you learned some new skills throughout this process?
I think I am actually an amazing painter.
Yeah?
Could I go and paint a landscape?
You
no.
cutting those really straight lines?
Oh my God, I am so good at cutting lines.
Awesome.
I'm really good at it.
That's awesome.
To the point where I was like, hey, Pat, come look at how good I am.
Yeah. All right. Next time I paint, you're coming over.
Okay.
Do you feel like, so your new house is pretty much move-in ready, right? You don't really have any projects?
Yes. Thankfully.
Do you feel like you wish you, like, are you going to miss this? Would you something you'd want to do again? Not necessarily the whole process, but like painting a room or fixing things?
No, I don't want to see paint for at least 6 months.
Okay. Put this behind you.
I just need to put this behind me. Yes,
It's hard when it's under a lot of stress or like pressure.
I think that's kind of what added to it is that for this was there was a timeline, and I think that added like a little bit of a pressure element that I didn't quite enjoy. But I do tend to work better under pressure, so it's like a kind of a catch-22 for me. But for the next house, you're right. Like, there's not a lot of work to be done. It's just kind of just move in and get settled. I think I'm very, very happy for that.
Yeah.
I can see myself, though, like, after we kind of get settled in and kind of, like, being inspired by the space, being like, oh, let's do this, let's do that. But right now, I think I just, I feel like I'm in a very big, like, transition space. And so trying to think creatively for a new space is kind of hard for me to wrap my mind around right now. Yeah. So, I don't think I want to paint or renovate anything. Just give me, like, a little break. That was a lot all at once. I think if it would have been like spread out a little bit more, I'd be different. But right now it was like, that was a big project. I want to sit for a second and breathe. Yeah. I'm like looking forward to the moment where I can sit on my couch. And you know what? I am going to doom scroll. Yeah. I'm going to doom scroll so hard.
You do it. Oh, it's going to be great.
Doom scroll the best of ever.
I have one more question for you now that I just thought of.
Okay.
Do you feel like because you're already in the hobby headspace and you've been doing so many hobbies and you've been doing this, like that helped propel you through this process of like in the way thinking of it in that way? Because you were thinking of like, oh, I'm getting a new skill, I'm doing this for my family. Like, I don't know, do you think that helped you in any way?
I do.
Maybe.
You know, Erin, like I think I've said it before. Like, I really do feel like this podcast is like my diary. Yeah. You know, like I feel like it's me just like talking out loud and like working through like who I am as a person and working through tough times. I do think that like I think if I hadn't had the skill set before, I think I would have started to feel something in this arena and I wouldn't have known what to do with it, but I would have known, I think I would have recognized that it felt different and I would have wanted to explore that more. So it almost feels like I was destined to kind of be in this space and kind of explore this more. But now that I have like the 2 years like winding up to it, I feel like not only did I get to feel that feeling, but I got to like, no, that's exactly what it is I got to feel that feeling. Instead of just trying to be like, what is that? I was very recognizing of what it was, and it felt good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I'm so happy for you.
That's a great question.
Oh, thanks. Well, I'm so happy for you and your family and excited to hear what happens, you know, as you guys make this transition.
I'll keep you posted.
Yeah. So, well, thanks for joining us today on The Art of Hobbiness, and we look forward to talking with you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to The Art of Hobbiness. Be sure to leave a review and rating. And for a little extra Erin and Tam fun, be sure to follow us on Instagram and Pinterest for behind-the-scenes footage of our journey to find hobbiness.